A new monument is coming to the row of honors for our service members down at the Buffalo and Erie County Naval and Military Park. The African American Veterans Monument will be the first of its kind, celebrating those vets who served despite the discrimination they faced.
It's a project that, like so many other things, got derailed by the pandemic a year and a half ago. Now it's getting back on track with construction expected to start this coming spring and an opening ceremony tentatively scheduled for July. And joining us live to talk about it are Warren Galloway, chairman of the Monuments Board of Directors, and Vice Chair Robin Hodges. Thanks to both of you for being here tonight.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And Robin, we want to start with you because it must be exciting to be back on track and able to start to see this project finally start to come to fruition. But we wanted a little bit of background of where it all started and what was the impetus to not just say this is something we need to build, but say this is how we're going to get it done.
Yes, well, the African American Veterans Monument is a result of the Erie County, New York chapter of the Links Incorporated, who began an initiative that consisted of collecting names of veterans in late 2012. And the project was headed by then President Janet Barnes, and the project chairs were Fern Beavers and Madeline Scott. And in May of 2013, the list was published in the Buffalo Criterion and the Challenger for Memorial Day. And the tradition continued each year as the list expanded. And in 2016, the names were collected and put onto panels in alphabetical order. And the names listed on the panels represent deceased African American men and women from Western New York counties, including Allegheny, Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, Erie, and Niagara counties, and who served in the United States Armed Forces. A number of those listed also fought with the U.S. colored troops in the Civil War. The panels were put on display in Buffalo at a standing room only event, which took place on November 1st, 2016 at the Frankie Merriweather Library on Jefferson Avenue. And during that event, New York State's Assembly Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes attended the unveiling and stated, "We need to have an African American Veterans Monument in Buffalo." This is how the monument got started.
Wow, and it really does just kind of give us a sense of how long this has been in the works, and I know how much work that you and Warren and so many people have put into this, and we're showing our viewers some of the renderings of it as well. It's really just gorgeous. Warren, let me ask you if you can explain, you know, this monument is going to teach us a lot about the history here, about the fact that African American veterans have had to fight wars on two fronts, against the enemy that they were fighting, but also against the discrimination that was happening here at home.
Yeah, I think that's very important that once we started meeting, trying to come up with a design for the monument, we realized that there was so much history and that African Americans have been participating in every war or conflict since the Revolutionary War to where we are now. And every time, even in the Revolutionary War, they say, if you fought with the American soldiers, if you fight with us, we guarantee you freedom. And Civil War was the same thing. So every time there was been a major conflict in this country that they were looking for volunteers, African Americans had to fight, volunteer. But not only were they fighting against the enemy of the United States, but when they came home, they were fighting the enemies of racism and discrimination here. So, you know, a woman's corps during World War II developed a program called the Double V. The Double V meant for victory against the country and victory to end racism in this country.
We are very much looking forward to following the progress of this. Again, you know, months away from when you're going to do construction, and then you're going to have that big opening ceremony. But on this Veterans Day, it's such a good day to talk about this. And just remind everyone, too, while you have the funding to build it, there are going to be some incurring costs along the way. So we know that if people would like to donate, that they can do that online as well. And we appreciate you, Warren Galloway and Robin Hodges, Chair and Vice Chair for the local African American Veterans Monument. Thanks for being here tonight, and happy Veterans Day to you.
Thank you so much.
And we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight on the Town Hall. A reminder of our text line number. It is 716-849-2220. It's the best way to get in touch.